2026 NFL offseason is vital for Jags general manager James Gladstone as he is going to reconstruct this team for years to come. And on today's show, we will be breaking down 5 free agent targets that I think Jacksonville should target here in 2026. Welcome into Jags Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Cullen Brown. Before we get into today's show, just wanted to importantly note for you guys, as of right now, the Jags are currently roughly $2.9 million over the salary cap as we currently sit here today on January 7th, 2026. Now, the Jags can obviously make moves to address this, whether it's restructures, contract extensions, obviously releasing guys. We could do, in a potential future video, a more full breakdown of what the Jags cap situation could look like. But just for the purpose of this video, just wanted to get that out of the way. We're going to be looking at some more medium to lower free agent targets here, but just wanted to have that note out in front to begin today's video. Speaking of free agents for the Jags, some notable ones that they're going to be, have to make some decisions here in this offseason include linebacker Devin Lloyd, running back Travis Etienne, and of course, 3 secondary starters in Greg Newsome, Monteric Brown, and Andrew Wingard. There's no doubt about it. The Jaguars are going to have to make some tough decisions this offseason. Now, there's going to be a point where James Gladstone is going to sit down with Liam Coen. They're going to have to sit there and, reassess after this first year. Because obviously, when you inherit a new team, there's not too many moves that you want to necessarily break up the foundation of the roster. But going into year 2, now that you've seen kind of how guys fit in your system, how they, work with the ideal Jaguars team that they've got going forward, I think it'll be important for Jacksonville to make these decisions. We'll break that down on a future video. Without any further ado, let's get into some free agent targets for Jacksonville. Starting off with linebacker Kaden Elliss out of Atlanta. He's 30 years old, and I think it's a potential option that if you're going to move on for Devin Lloyd, which he's going to be expensive, he's been an absolute baller for Jacksonville this season. I think that, Elliss could be somebody that if you're going to look at a cheaper option at that linebacker spot, he's somebody that can fill that role. He's obviously had experience playing both the Mike and the Will in Atlanta, and you're going to need somebody that can spearhead that defense and have a little bit more experience. Elliss obviously provides that. He's spent numerous years in the league for Atlanta. So I wonder if Jacksonville is going to sign Lloyd. I think that's going to be a priority for them this offseason. But if they're not able to come to terms, I think Elliss could be a potential option. Coming in at number 4, Jaylinn Hawkins, safety from the New England Patriots. I talked to our Patriots Today host, Brett Alper, and simply put, he's a playmaker. He's a ball hawk, a little bit of a late bloomer at 28 years old, doesn't play the run necessarily well, but as you see on screen, the numbers don't lie. He is just a guy that, if you're going to look to move on from Andrew Wingard this offseason, Hawkins, though, getting up there in age at 28, is somebody that you can trust to kind of, patrol the deep kind of part of your defense, and a guy that, if you're Jacksonville and Anthony Campanile can, really settle in that back half of the defense that necessarily hasn't always been the greatest this year, but I think Hawkins could provide that playmaking that Jacksonville, requires and is looking for this offseason. Now, coming up, we're going to get into my top 3 free agent targets for the Jacksonville Jaguars for this 2026 NFL offseason, but I want to hear from you guys. Name a free agent you think the Jaguars should sign this offseason. Is it somebody on the defensive side, somebody on the offensive side? Maybe it's somebody on my list. You guys let me know by getting down in the comments section. Moving on in to Eric Stokes, another secondary member here of the Las Vegas Raiders. He's 26 years old, one of the younger guys on this list, and simply put, he's been one of the few bright spots for the Raiders this season. You see on your screen, he's got a coverage grade of 74.4. Really a guy that's primarily a boundary corner, so you're not going to play him in the nickel side, but as of right now, you only have 3 guys in that cornerback slot that are under contract at this moment. Travis Hunter, who we'll see where they decide if he's going to play receiver, if he's going to play corner. Jordan Lewis, who you signed last offseason. And Jarian Jones, who's been an absolute revelation for you. So I think Eric Stokes could come in, challenge, if nothing else, for starting a spot, but also provide necessary depth for the Jaguars cornerback room. I'd be very interested in adding him to Duval County. Next up on this list, John Franklin Myers, 29 years old. For a Vance Joseph defense in Denver, he is somebody that I'd be very interested in adding if I am James Gladstone here in Jacksonville. You see the numbers on your screen. One thing that he provides is pass rush up the middle, because if you're sitting there in your Jacksonville, you obviously have Josh Hines-Allen, you have Trayvon Walker, you've got that pressure coming in from around the edges. John Franklin Myers gives you that interior pressure. The Jags already have a really good run defense. John Franklin Myers gives you that ability to, have different looks that you can throw in Anthony Campanile's more multiple style defense, even though it's more traditionally 4-3. I think Franklin Myers would be a welcomed addition to this Jaguars front. We'll see how much his price tag is because I think he's going to be one of the more expensive defensive linemen during this free agency class, but somebody to keep an eye on if you're Jacksonville. All right, our number one free agent target, Breece Hall. Now, I know what you're saying. Guys, we have Travis Etienne. We've got Bashal Tootin. We've got Quint Allen. I mean, we've got a really good running back room here. This is only if you let Travis Etienne walk during free agency. Breece Hall, to me, is somebody that only at 24 years old still has a lot of runway in terms of his NFL career, in my opinion. You can use him in the backfield as a receiver. You can obviously run the ball really effectively. Listen, the Jets, they've had a lot of directionless offense this season. But I think Breece Hall has been the bright spot, along with Garrett Wilson. But for the purposes of Jacksonville, if you decide to move on from Travis Etienne, who's coming off, one of his best years as a pro, gave you some, I think it was like 6 receiving touchdowns as a running back, ran the ball effectively in his first year in Liam Coen's offense. Breece Hall, to me, would be a seamless fit if you're Jacksonville. So if the Jaguars do move off from Travis Etienne, look at Breece Hall as a potential replacement. Guys, I just want to say thank you so much. Yesterday, we challenged you guys to help us get to 200 subscribers, and we hit that milestone. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to anyone who's part of the first 203 subscribers here at Jags Now. Now, we have a new goal. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Can we do it? I know we want to see more Jaguars videos on the channel, latest news, rumors, all off season long. So if you don't want to miss out, hit that sub button. And as always, let's go Jags.